Assalomu alaykum hurmatli tinglovchilar. Meni ismim Hayitova Feruza Abduxaliqovna. Termiz davlat universiteti xorijiy filologiya fakulteti ingliz tili va adabiyoti kafedrasi o'qituvchisi. Bugun biz o'rganilayotgan til nazariy aspektlari fanidan expressive means and stylistic devices, rhyme and reason mavzusida dars o'tamiz. Good morning, my dear learners. I am Feruza Hayitova. I'm a teacher, Termiz State University, Faculty of Foreign Philology. Today I'm going to talk about expressive means and stylistic device, especially rhyme and rhythm. Let's begin. Our lecture is about rhythm and rhyme. Contents: what is rhyme, types of rhyme, and what is rhythm and types of rhythm. We'll discuss it today's lecture. Firstly, what is rhyme? Rhyme is one of the poetic devices used by the poets in order to secure a poetic effect. It is the repetition of the same sound or sounds at the end of line in the poem. Besides the fact that it delights the ear with the music it produces of creates an emotional connection that intensifies the logical connection of the poem. Rhyme is the repetition of end sounds in words. For example, bump, jump, wall, ball, talk, hawk, girl, curl. And rhymes appear at the end of two or more lines of poetry. For example, the gingham dog and the calico cat, side by side on the table set, by Anne June Field, the dual poem. Another example of end rhyme: the pig, if I'm not mistaken, supplies us with sausage, ham, and bacon. Let others say his heart is big. I call it stupid of the pig, by the pig poem, Ogden Nash. One more example: behold the duck, it does not cluck. A cluck it lacks, it quicks. It is specially pond, of puddle of pond. When it dines or sups, it bottoms up. The Duck poem by Orfrid Nash. Let's begin types of rhyme. There are different kinds of rhyme. The first one, perfect rhyme. The next one, imperfect rhyme. The next, masculine rhyme or single rhyme. Feminine rhyme or double rhyme. The next, I rhyme. And the next, para rhyme. The first, I'm going to talk about perfect rhyme. What is perfect rhyme? Perfect rhyme when the poet ends the lines of his poem with words which perfectly accord with each other in sound. For example, help me to place her worthily praise. Place or praise, it is the perfect rhyme. The poet ends lines of his poem with words which perfectly accord with each other in sound, blaze or praise. The next, imperfect rhyme. Imperfect rhyme when the words at the end of the poetic line don't phonetically accord. For example, through hidden perils round about me placed, yet hope I well that when his storm is past. Placed and past, it is not at the end of the poetic line, don't phonetically accord. The next, masculine rhyme. Masculine rhyme, if the line of the poem ends with the words having one stressed syllable, the rhyme is masculine rhyme. For example, I listened, motionless and still, and as mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore, long after it was heard no more. Bore, more, hill, still, it is the masculine rhyme, because stressed syllable, words having one stressed syllable. The next, feminine rhyme. Feminine rhyme is the use of words having two syllables. The first, which is stressed, and the second is unstressed. For example, as if her song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work, and over the sickle bending. It is the first which is stressed and the second is unstressed. Work, bending or ending. The next type, I-rhyme. I-rhyme is the use of words whose endings are spelled alike, but the pronunciation of which are different, such as daughter, laughter, proof, laugh. It is the pronunciation is different. Some near advance a judgment of their own, but catch the spreading notion of the town. Oven and town is the pronunciation is different. The next type is pararhyme. Pararhyme is the use of words, the consonants of which are the same, but the interior vowels are different. For example, escaped and scooped. For example, it seemed that out of battle I escaped. Down some profound dull tunnel, long since scooped. Through granites which Titanic wars had groaned, yet also their encumbered sleepers groaned. The since scooped, groaned and grained words, interior vowels are different, and which are the same consonants, words use pararhyme is used. The next, B-rhyme. B-rhyme in English poetry, rhyme is the regular variation of weak, strong syllable in a stretch of language. For example, poetry is distinguished from prose because it contains some elements which are repeated, creating sense of pattern. However, rhythm can be found in prose. In English, every word more than one syllable has an accent or stress is one of its syllables. Strong stresses only exist in relation to compared with the unaccented syllables next to them, according to their value in meaning of the sentence. For example, rhythm of any sentences in English could be explained in terms of the variation in stress from one syllable to another. It is a B rhythm. Rhythm, the pattern of beats or stressed in language. The pattern can be regular or random. Prose and free verse poetry display random patterns of beats. And I'm going to talk about meter. What is meter? Meter, the regular pattern of stresses found in many poems and songs. Rhythm serves many purposes. It helps create mood by being fast or slow, calm or fanciful. For example, it can imitate action or emphasize a meaning or emotion. Rhythm is often combined with rhyme, alliteration and other poetry devices to add a musical quality to a work. For example, poetry scholars use symbols to indicate patterns of rhythm. For an unstressed syllable, this is used in this kind of shape, and for stressed syllable, this is used in this kind of shape. To figure out the rhythm or pattern of a poem, it's marked like this. For example, it was many and many years ago. It is like this unstressed syllable, this is used, and stressed syllable, this is used in this kind of shape. In this poem, Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe, every other line has the same number of stressed syllables. In general, there is a pattern within every line of the poem, 2 unstressed syllables, then as 1 stressed syllable, and so on. Note that lines and 1 line and 5 have exactly the same pattern of the stressed and unstressed syllable. The musical quality created by the rhythm in poetry is best appreciated when heard. Read these 2 poems aloud to get a feel for their rhymes. If you can hear a clear beat, the poem has a regular meter If you cannot, it demonstrates an irregular of random rhythm, circle your answer. For example, there is no frigate like a book to take us lengths away, nor any courses like a page of prancing poetry. By Emily Dickinson is this poem. There is no bio is a book. Along the northern coast, just back from the rock-bound shore and the caves in the saline air from the sea in Mendocine country. The poem is Vol Willman, and a meter contains a sequence of several feet where each foot has a number of syllables such as stressed or unstressed. Hence, a meter has an overall rhythmical pattern in the line of verse which a foot cannot describe. For example, meter, type of foot in poetic line plus number of feet. For example, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Meter in this line, lembic and pentameter. Metrical analysis is the study of the rhythm of poetry. Generally, this analysis measures in feet lines of structured poems. Feet are combinations of accented and unaccented syllables. Accented syllables or stressed syllables are spoken louder than the second. Unaccented syllables or unstressed syllables spoken softer than the first. Next is the scansion, is the analysis of the rhythm or meter of individual poems. In scanning, a line is divided into small units of the rhythm called is feet. A foot or feet usually contains one stressed syllable and the least one unstressed syllable. So, spondy, the peripheric or irregular forms of feet often indicate poetic deviation. To day. To is a syllable and the day is stressed syllable. The stressed syllable accented are the ones which are emphasized or spoken more loudly. They need much physical effort when pronouncing them. Today. The unstressed syllable unaccented are not emphasized. They are not spoken as loudly. Today. Stressed syllables tend to be longer and unstressed syllable is shorter. The main types of foot, the foot is lembic, accent, and for example, lembic is foot is maybe unstressed or stressed. For example, bout. And the next types of foot, trocade, may be stressed or unstressed. For example, pretty, sunny. The next type, anapaetic, may be stressed or unstressed. For example, understand. Understand. Stand is unstressed, under is stressed. The next type is dactylic, stressed, unstressed, or unstressed dactylic foot. For example, possible, elephant, syllable. The next type is spondaic feet. Spondaic may be stressed or, for example, heartbreak. The next, p-raffle, may be unstressed, in, the, at, the. They are main types of feet: lembic, trocade, anaphastic, dactyl, spondate, and piraphic. The next single poetic line is called a verse, and different verse lengths are defined in terms of the number of type of poetic feet they contain: monometer 1 feet, pentameter 5 feet, diameter 2 feet, trimeter 3 feet, tetrameter 4 feet, hexameter 6 feet, and heptameter 7 feet. It is Thanks for your attention. If you liked my lecture, press like button and subscribe my YouTube channel. E'tiboringiz uchun rahmat. Bugungi darsimiz shundan iborat.